Hello and welcome to Lovely English Stories. Thank you for stopping by. This story is for upper intermediate English learners. Ready? Well, let's get started. B2 English Story. A fresh start. Emma sat at her kitchen table, staring at the letter in her hands. The words, termination of employment, seemed to shout at her from the page. After 6 years at the company, she had been let go due to budget cuts. At first, she felt shocked, then anger, and finally, a wave of panic. What would she do without a steady wage? How would she pay her bills, let alone rebuild her life? For a week, Emma wallowed in self-pity. She binged television shows, ignored her emails, and avoided talking to her friends. But deep down, she knew this wasn't sustainable. She had to take control of the situation. One Saturday morning, she grabbed a notebook and began planning her next steps. The first thing Emma did was assess her finances. She listed all her expenses, rent, utilities, groceries, and other essentials. She realized she had been spending a lot on non-essentials like takeaway food, streaming subscriptions, and impulsive online shopping. She decided to cut back on these and create a strict budget. With her savings, she estimated she could survive for 3 months if she was careful. Next, Emma thought about her skills and passions. She had always enjoyed cooking, often experimenting with recipes in her free time. What if she could turn her hobby into a source of income? The idea excited her, and she began researching ways to start a small business from home on the small amount of spare cash she had. Emma decided to try selling homemade meals in her local area. She created a basic menu, offering hearty soups, fresh salads, and baked goods. Using social media, she advertised her services to neighbours and local groups. To her surprise, the response was positive. Within a week, she had her first few orders. She realised that busy working families and pensioners were her target audience. As the weeks went by, Emma found joy in her new routine. She woke up early, prepared meals in her tiny kitchen, and delivered them with a friendly smile. It wasn't easy, and there were days when she felt exhausted. Some weeks were slower than others, but she felt a sense of purpose she hadn't experienced in years. One challenge Emma faced was sticking to her budget. Running a business required investment in ingredients and packaging, so she had to be meticulous about her spending. She tracked every penny, made shopping lists, and took advantage of discounts and sales. Over time, her discipline paid off, and she began saving small amounts again. By the third month, Emma's confidence grew. She expanded her menu and even started a blog and a simple YouTube channel to share her recipes and cooking tips. More orders came in, and she realized she had created something sustainable. Looking back, losing her job had been terrifying, but it had also been a turning point. It forced Emma to evaluate her life, take risks, and discover strengths she didn't know she had. She learned the importance of budgeting, adaptability, and perseverance. As she delivered a box of freshly baked muffins to a loyal customer, Emma smiled. Starting over had been hard, but it had also been the beginning of a new and fulfilling chapter in her life. Now, let's go through some of the upper intermediate and advanced vocabulary in this story. Termination. Termination is the act of ending something. Emma was shocked by the termination of her employment, the ending of her employment. And now, employment. So, what is that? Well, it's the state of having a paid job, usually by another organization or a company. After losing her employment, Emma had to find a new source of income. Panic. Panic is a sudden feeling of fear or anxiety, to feel or act with sudden fear. Emma felt a wave of panic when she read the letter about losing her job, about the termination of her employment. Sustainable. If something is sustainable, it is able to continue for a long time without causing harm or running out of resources. She knew that avoiding her problems wasn't a sustainable solution. Assess. Assess means to evaluate or examine something carefully. Emma decided to assess her finances. Expenses. Expenses are the money spent on something. She wrote down all her monthly expenses. Utilities. Utilities are basic services like water, electricity, and gas that are needed for daily life. Emma had to pay her rent and utilities. Essentials. Essentials are basic or necessary things, so she made sure to budget for essentials like food and bills first. Impulsive means acting without thinking carefully. Are you impulsive? Emma realized she had been making too many impulsive purchases online. Strict. Strict means following the rules or limitations very carefully. She created a strict budget. What's a budget? Well, it's a plan for how money will be spent, or to plan how money will be spent. Emma made a budget to control her spending. Savings. Savings are money that is kept and not spent. She was relieved to have some savings. Passions. Passions are strong interests or desires. Emma decided to turn her passion for cooking into a business. Source. Source is the place where something comes from. She needed a new source of income. What's income? Well, income is money earned from work or other means. Starting a business helps Emma to earn a new, exciting income. Advertising. Advertising is the activity of promoting products or services. Emma used social media for advertising her homemade meals. Routine. Routine is a regular way of doing things. Her new business gave her a daily routine and a sense of purpose. Routine is probably a lower level word, but still good to revise. Exhausted. If you are exhausted, you are very tired. Some days Emma felt exhausted from cooking and delivering orders. Challenge. A challenge is a difficult task or problem. Managing her budget was a big challenge, but she stayed disciplined. Investment. Investment is money, time, or effort that you put into something to get benefits from in the future. For example, she had to make a small investment in ingredients and packaging. Meticulous. Meticulous means to be very careful and detailed. Emma was meticulous about tracking her expenses. Sustainable. Sustainable means able to continue without major problems. She wanted to make her new business sustainable. If something is unsustainable, then it is, of course, the opposite of sustainable. Confidence. Confidence is a feeling of trust in your own abilities. After 3 months, Emma's confidence in her new business grew. Adaptability. Adaptability is the ability to adjust to new situations. Losing her job forced Emma to develop adaptability. Perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to continue working through difficulties. Emma's perseverance helped her succeed despite the challenges. And for those of you that are regular listeners, you'll know that really been trying to persevere with the microphone issues. But we're here, and here's a new story. We hope you have enjoyed it, and thank you for stopping by. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to go over to Etsy and check out some of our stories and language learning productivity packs over there. But don't forget to use code YouTube10 for 10% off. Do let us know if you are interested in receiving the PDFs of the stories. We'd love to hear from you. Please comment and see you soon.